Hey everybody, this is Jobs Not Steve with Luke Fraley
Dylan Breeze.
and we're here back with another guest again for this week. And our guest today is, well, I'm just going to let you tell her what it is. And this is the glorious and wonderful Sarah. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, guys, for having me. I'm the real Santa bitch.
That's it. That's it. You guys all heard the first episode we put out with, obviously the fake Santa. So we wanted to deliver the real Santa.
The real Santa, the person behind it all. The wizard behind the curtain. I mean, this girl, chick, whatever you want.
That's it. In the age of 2022, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, what am I
2022
going to call?
almost over.
Person.
Well, not even that, but just, given technology and the way everybody shops now, everything's online, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yep.
You're not going to
That
the
is
stores
true.
anymore. So Santa's coming to your driveway, to your mailbox,
That's the way people shop.
delivering all your
Absolutely.
packages so you don't have to drive anywhere.
And so
That's true.
what is your job?
So I'm a fleet manager of a large package distribution center.
So you're like head elf.
That is
I
a
am
big
head
title.
Elf. I'm head elf.
So you're head elf and you're just dealing with all these little elves running
There's all
around.
these little minions running around and delivering packages.
So what's that like?
It's crazy when you got 70 vans and trucks going out on the road every day, and you have to maintain them. People's lives are like, they're driving, they're working, and you want to make sure they come home at the end of the day. So making sure all the vans and everything gets.
Wait, are you talking about the vans or the people?
The
The people
well,
are
that's a good
replaceable.
point,
The
because
vans
Yeah,
are
right.
a lot
They're
more
probably the
expensive.
worst
We
drivers.
can't-
They're probably the worst drivers I've ever met in America. But like other than that, the people really like their fathers, mothers, like their people's kids and everything like that. So I have to make sure those vehicles are properly maintained. They're good to go. I'm not trying to get sued, that's for sure. So
What does a driver make?
my drivers make pretty good money.
Like hourly? Is it depending on the packages delivered, the
No,
mileage?
It's usually between 19 and 19.50 an hour.
All right. That's
Overtime is
good, but
definitely-
it's not like
especially during the
drawing
holidays.
It's not
the
amazing.
best client, best
No.
people to apply for that job. So I imagine you have quite a few.
I mean, I have like 40, 50, 60-year-olds driving for me, so
yeah.
like it's crazy, but
You have any older people come in like, can you pay me cash so I can still get my social security?
Medicare.
hey, you can get a 401k now if that helps. Like, but there's definitely overtime. They definitely hit overtime,
Oh,
especially
so you
during
guys
the
you
holidays.
have benefits for like all
Yes,
your
my
drivers
drive.
get
Yeah,
benefits?
if they need health insurance, we give it to them.
Oh really?
401ks.
Oh wow.
And
Okay.
yeah, so it's a pretty good deal. I mean, they get taken care of, and they're definitely hitting over 40 hours a week.
This time of year it's got to be insane.
This time is insane.
And they get overtime and all that, and
Yeah,
time and a half. or whatever?
absolutely.
Yeah. Oh,
Definitely
man.
during
All
this
right.
time, yeah.
Well, that's cool.
So it's crazy though.
It is crazy. But at the same time, they just got done going into debt buying all these Christmas presents. How else are you gonna pay off all that credit card debt?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Get
Yeah.
that overtime.
Exactly.
Keep little Billy happy.
Yeah.
Little Johnny needs that spaceship,
Make it
like-
rain. Make it rain. That's cool.
What is the toughest part of your job?
I think the toughest part of my job would be the drivers complaining about every little thing possible. So
Like with the van or
yes,
with the
yes,
company
with the van,
or with the
definitely with the van.
customer.
with the tools I give them to make money and support their lives and their families, they just complain about the littlest thing.
Like 95.1 kind of was coming in
Yeah.
a little bit. It was a little fuzzy, and it's like
I've
can I
had
get
a
some
driver
better
Way you can make
reception?
my
in
radio
there?
work better.
I mean,
around
I
the
do.
mountain.
I do have a driver who has literally complained about not having a radio, and I'm just like, look,
Oh, there's no radio.
there's a radio,
It just
but
doesn't
if a
work.
fuse blows,
Oh, okay.
okay, I gotta go get the fuse. I gotta go
There's
wait
a
for the
radio
store to
fuse.
open, go buy a fuse.
Are you guys pretty timely on making repairs?
I mean, I am.
Or is that driver driving that shitty van?
So they
for
actually
months?
they do an inspection at the end of their trip every day. They come back and they do an inspection, and they tell me like what was wrong with the van, like if the headlight's out, if the taillight doesn't work, if the side step's falling off, if they hit a rock wall or crash into a damn tree, because that usually happens.
Oh,
They-
we're gonna
they
get into that a
will-
little bit later, but yeah.
they will literally hit anything. So I usually will go in early in the morning, go through everything, see what I got to do for that day, and I need to have those vans ready before my first wave heads out on the road.
So you working all night to keep those vans going?
Hell
or
no,
do you
I
have
gotta
people
sleep.
working
That's
all
like a
night?
fast.
or-
It sounds like a really
But
fast-paced environment.
It is it is definitely very fast paced.
70 vans to keep track of.
Yes, 70
So you
vans.
get there and you're like, quick, look them all over.
Exactly.
70 freaking vans, and you got to remember every scratch.
I'll
and
drive the
dent.
parking lot. I'll check tires and the side steps because those are like, I got the 65-year-olds who can barely bend their knee to get out of the van. So I gotta make sure they're okay.
That's funny. Tires.
How are they lifting the packages if they can't bend their fucking knees
Hey, we
and
get
check
hand carts.
tires?
They get hand
Yeah,
carts.
right, exactly.
hand
Really?
carts.
That's a
Oh
really
yeah,
good
every van comes
question.
with a hand cart, a headlight. You name it. It comes with it.
Dylan, that
So-
is an excellent question, man.
You can't check your tire.
Wait a minute. What is this like? Are you are you recruiting from nursing homes?
Right?
Hey, I mean, there's a lot of good guys out there. A lot of my drivers are really good drivers, and I think the guys who have the older experience, who have driving longer,
Yeah.
are one of my best drivers, because they know how to drive.
Do they take longer to deliver the packages?
No,
Is
well,
it like following your
like
old
the first
fucking
time,
grandpa down the road? You're like,
you know,
Jesus, Bill, get the hell out of the way.
the first time that they start driving, you can watch them how like everything's being tracked. Everything, you see where they are, you see what stop they're on.
Oh, on
What
GPS,
package they're-
right?
Yeah, on my computer there's a little
guys
program.
got,
I
So
like,
can
why
watch.
can't I,
LoJack
when
and
I
all that?
order something, watch
I-
my package going around like that?
Yes,
Is
exactly.
that a thing?
Yes, exactly. It is.
Oh
So-
shit, I need that.
Look at that.
Because I know you don't work for
so-
FedEx, but they're fucking terrible, and I'm gonna throw this in there. You can't watch a damn thing. And they tell you it's gonna come a certain time, and it never comes that time. FedEx,
So-
you suck.
Oh, Dylan's taking a personal moment.
I needed that.
I even know like if they
You
go to
feel
an
better?
unknown
I do.
if they go to an unknown stop, I even know like they're not supposed to be there. I
Yeah.
can see how long they
You're
were
like,
sitting there.
freaking, Joe,
Like-
Joe,
You're like, hey, Joe, you don't
Joe,
need
I
that slice
know
of
you're
pizza. Keep moving.
Yeah, no.
Joe, I know you're there's no package deliveries for the strip club today. Like,
oh God.
Joe, come on. I know, just no.
I mean, you have people like they are required to take a break. They do get a 30-minute break, and it's funny because like I know when they are on their break because they'll be doing so well, and then all of a sudden they just drop down, and I can tell like like what the hell's going on,
So as
and I
part
see
of
them
your
stopped at like a Stop and Shop eating chicken fried rice or something, and
Yeah.
I'm like, you can't eat. You can eat and drive. I don't care. Just keep it going.
Part
keep
of
it
your
going.
job
Don't
watching them go all day. Like you have to make sure they
I have to make-
70 vans are going all day.
Yes. So
Really?
basically, I have to make sure they're out there doing their job. I have to make sure like.
Do you ever like call them up and be like, or like when they get back,
Yeah.
and be like, can you not get Chinese food where you have to use 2 hands and chopsticks to eat it? Can you just pick up a hoagie or a
So,
burger
like,
at McDonald's like a normal person?
There are drivers who will like milk the clock.
Yeah.
It really shouldn't take you 12 hours to deliver 180 stops. I mean, you're talking like they're literally
Oh, so they're
like
getting paid hourly.
yes, they get
So
paid
they're like,
hourly.
oh,
So they're the stops. You have a map. They see
their.
their itinerary. They know how many packages they have in their van. They know what town they're in. It has an itinerary of where they're going. So and everything is in a certain mile radius. Like,
Yeah.
you're not
I was
going
gonna say,
like
how
one
far-
stop isn't going 20 miles down the road. No, it's literally your next door neighbor.
Yeah.
Or even
you're
even
going
walking
to
to
how-
the door
You
with the
can
package.
literally walk.
And I
It's-
love that because like there's so many times, and I'm so glad to hear this that you got that like they'll be milking it and everything. The worst part is they're probably like dropping it at the end of the driveway or like trying
No.
to shove it into the mailbox or something.
No, the worst part is
Instead
they
of
park
actually-
on the
instead
fucking
of actually
road instead
walking
of going
up-
into the driveway.
Right, instead of actually
and now
walking
they've
up
got a
to the-
line of fucking cars because nobody wants to go around the fucking delivery truck.
Whoa.
And this asshole's too lazy to back in the driveway and he's walking down the fucking neighborhood. That shit pisses me
Or
off.
he just can't back
This
in the
time
driveway.
of year is the worst. No, fuck you.
This time of year
I
is
have a
the worst.
CDL. I drive triaxles. I can bet them in the tightest
This
fucking
this
roads.
year this
He
se-
might have,
this
he
season.
might have gone drove to work in a Hyundai Accent for all you know, and he's
Well, then
never
maybe you
seen
should've
such a
been a
big.
big delivery
It might be a
van.
tractor
I don't
trailer
know.
to him, and they're just like they hire him, and they're like, "Here you go, here's this big ass van."
Put it in the driveway.
I'm not gonna lie though.
Good
Get
luck,
off the
motherfucker.
road.
It's not hard to drive though.
No.
You have like the mirrors on the van. You have the main mirror, and then you have a spotter mirror. If you look in your spotter mirror, you're not hitting a tree. You're not hitting a rock. Has a backup camera. It beep beep
Oh,
beep
yeah,
beep
backup
beep.
cameras
Like
are beeping
it sensors,
Ah,
parking
Have those in the
sensors, and
triaxle.
Yeah, no.
it it's got every
Just have
button
screens.
you can have on a van to make a delivery. It really does. But in the wintertime, I make sure those drivers don't go down any long driveways with any snow or black ice.
Yeah.
Hey, God bless them with 2 legs. They better use them. I don't care. You better be running that
Right.
package and bringing it back. But because it's costs more.
It's like a risk kind of, right? That
Well,
must
that
be like
too.
a risk value.
For us, you gotta look at property
do I
damage.
try and back
God
down the
forbid
driveway?
they slide
it's gonna
the
be
van down and
cheaper
hits
than
a car.
wrecking the van or then
You
busting
have a
their
tow truck
ass and
driver
taking a
who
workman's comp.
charges hourly. God
Oh,
forbid
dude,
they're
the tow
out there
truck
like
drivers. My God.
winching my van. So I tell them,
might
you
as
go
well-
in the
just-
driveway, your job's gone. The first person who does it, you don't have a job the next day.
What, if you
Really?
drive off a driveway?
If
So
they
it's
drive in
your
the driveway
fault.
and get stuck, because they will call me. They'll call me at 8 o'clock at
Oh,
night
man,
and be
so,
like,
so
hey.
I was plowing one time and I saw this delivery van that was probably you guys literally off the side of the driveway, like on its side, like it was icy and snow,
Mhm.
and it was off the side, and the guy was just standing outside. And I have a truck, and I always have a tow thing, and I was like, should I just pull in this driveway and be like, make this guy's day, and be like, do you need me to pull you out of this situation?
You wouldn't be making his day, you'd be making Sarah's day.
I'd be making a lot of people's days. But if I could, now you make me, but then I was like, you know what? The company's got it. Whatever, they'll pull them out. It's not my problem. Whatever. I'll just keep on going my way. And now you make me feel bad because I might have saved that guy's job and you just fired him after that. I'm like, no.
Hey,
well,
look.
What's cheaper,
It's
property damage or the workman's comp claim?
It's common sense though. If there's like 3 inches of snow and it's icy, you're not going. And then the hill is like this, and no, there's no way. Those vans suck.
Okay,
But
but
if
here's
it's
the
in a
thing.
suburban neighborhood, flat driveway, only fits
Go
a
for
couple
it.
cars, there's plenty. All right, well, fuck all them then.
But
Go
you-
for it. And I'm talking those
Because now I'm
long.
gonna roll the windows
those,
down
like-
and say something when I go
You-
by
You
them.
know, those
Here's
10
the-
mile long
here's the
driveways, you
thing,
can't
though.
even see the house and you have 6 gates before you enter the driveway. Like, come on now.
This is what
you
I
don't
wanna-
need to be in there.
If I was a driver, I'd throw it at the first gate and say, "See you
Well,
later."
a lot of customers will be like, please don't enter my, like, because you can write notes, like when you deliver something or order something, you can write notes to the customer.
Delivery directions.
And it says, yes, exactly. And it says, do not enter the driveway. Please leave package by mailbox. Or leave it at the gate. Don't enter my property. But then you got those asshole drivers who are like, nah, fuck you, Joe Schmo, I'm going in there. And I'm like, what the heck?
But that sounds like extra work. Why would you go?
Right,
If
so,
they
okay,
say
well, this-
don't go in there, why would you go in there?
Exactly.
This gets
See,
back
like,
to
Toss
this
it out
is-
the fucking
Yeah.
window, you're good to go.
This gets back to my other thing that I was going to say. You had mentioned a word or a phrase called common sense.
Yeah.
So
That's gone. There's
that's
no
really
such
hard to
thing as-
come by.
that's-
And so do you burn through drivers pretty often?
Yes.
I
Absolutely.
mean,
Absolutely.
it is
Common sense is a myth.
is common
This
sense
is
really hard to come by?
2022.
It's a pretty physically like
It's not so
laboring
common.
job.
It's
Like,
not so common.
like you are
No.
like you are putting a strain on your body. You are between getting in and out of the van and carrying the packages, dealing with dogs and rude customers, and
What's that
you know
to do
you
with
have to
common
load.
sense,
You're
though?
Oh,
you're
dogs! I was gonna add. That was one of the questions.
you're
I was
you're
wondering.
loading your own van in the morning.
We'll get to all
They
that.
load their
Yeah.
vans. They know where everything is and
Oh, so
everything
it's not
like
a
that.
warehouse person loading the van.
No,
It's-
no.
So going back to the common sense. So
There is
do you
none. Why are we
find
going
do you
back
find that like
Very hard to come by nowadays.
you do still see it, right? Occasionally.
Yes, in,
So,
in,
like,
my,
if
in
you
my
were to say out
veteran
of 10
drivers
out
and
of
my
10
older people, they have.
Out of
common
10
sense.
hires, how many with common sense would you say? Just
I would say 6.
all
It's a good
right.
percent.
Okay.
Better
It's
than
a
I
good
would
Yeah,
have
percent.
said.
no.
But then you
that's-
got
no,
that one
think-
guy who's just like, what? Like, what do you mean? I can't go in the driveway.
Do you drug test him?
They are required to do a drug test. Yep, they
All
are.
of them,
They
right?
are. Every driver, yep. And a background
And
driving
then
check.
now that
everything.
weed,
So now
now
is
that weed is
weed's legal, does
recreational,
it-
what's the deal with the policy with that?
So they actually don't test for marijuana.
Oh,
Good.
All right.
So I have a
yeah.
commercial license, and I get tested for marijuana. Fucking bullshit. Shouldn't be tested for marijuana. Just saying.
I
Another
think they're working
person-
on it, Dylan. Just
Another
give it a couple.
personal note.
Give it a couple of years.
You know,
They're working on it.
fucking
They're working
feds.
on it.
But yeah, common sense. It's definitely. It's like, what are you doing, dude? Like, why? Like, why? Like, and then they cause damage to the van or like to my truck or anything like that. They're not paying for it.
Can you fire? Is that like an instant
So
easy
they have to sign a
get
contract.
them out? Like I could
they
fire
do
them as
sign
soon
a
as they fuck
contract.
up a
They do
van?
get warnings. If you hit like 2 or 3 warnings, you're done. Like That's
or 2 or
it.
3 freaking stone
Like,
walls.
like,
or...
hey, you know, you gotta give people second chances, you know?
No,
Especially if they
absolutely.
just start. I'm not gonna. I will scream at them. I will do that. Dude, that's $3,000 in damage you just caused right there on hitting an underpass that you could not make through with a 10-foot van.
Yeah.
So that was
Like-
my next question. Like, you
Yep.
get somebody who, you know, one of the 6 who has common sense, decent driver, and then just has a string of bad luck. Like, is there something like you can look past some of that shit? Or is
Yeah,
there,
well, like I'll go
3
through like.
strikes, you're out no matter what.
Yeah, like it basically is like 3 fuck ups, you're done, dude. Like I
That's
can't
it.
keep. It's gonna cost more to fix and keeping you on and not completing your route and fucking up. Like it's gonna cost me more money. I'm
But, like,
losing
this
more
day and
money
age-
I
and
think
just.
3 strikes
they're-
is a lot.
It is, but
Oh,
this day
if
and
they
age,
get
there's
through,
not a lot
if they
of
get to
people.
3 strikes, I'm just like, so my manager, nope, get him out now. I don't even want to see this guy again.
But
Nope.
do you have a list of people signing
I
up
do,
to do
and-
this?
Well, yeah, they do hiring events all the time.
So there's never,
So-
you don't have a problem finding people to actually.
No.
All right.
Nowadays, with the economy, everyone's looking for work.
I was gonna say, like,
So.
like most industries we see, it's hard to find people to
Impossible.
work.
Yeah.
Like, there's just to find somebody to show
Yeah, but
up
come
5
on,
days
Dylan.
a week is
Hold on.
ridiculous.
Let me
Yeah.
show you. Everybody at
Nobody
home,
wants to work.
I'm turning a steering wheel.
It-
Hold on, I'm putting my blinker on. You know what I mean? Come on, it doesn't take any effort. You know what I mean? Like, okay,
You
they
really
gotta,
are just.
they gotta
you're,
pick up
you're
a
alone.
box.
It's more than driving. It's they're loading their vans.
Yeah.
They're doing that.
Oh,
but
they're
still,
loading their own
it's-
vans.
They
We
load.
can
They
establish
load their.
that?
They load their
Yeah.
own vans. They.
Okay, all right.
They're
I'll
alone.
give them
You
that. I'll
literally
give them
are
that.
But still,
alone.
it's just getting somebody to wake up in the fucking morning and go to
Yes.
work is almost impossible.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's true.
We
correct.
can't find
I
that.
agree with that. Correct,
It's-
because
it's-
I've had
it's ridiculous.
a lot of no call, no shows. Oh
Absolutely.
my hamster had a stroke last night. I can't come in. I'm
Yeah,
like,
who
what
gives
do
a
you?
fuck?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Sammy's dead.
Like what? Like I don't care.
Yeah.
You like.
I don't care
what?
if the snake ate your
And then
hamster.
they're gonna.
Go to work.
And then they're gonna come in the next day and act like everything's fine. I'm like, oh no, did you go to your hamster's funeral? Like, what happened? Like, come on.
It's like you could have came into work and at least grabbed an empty box to bury your hamster properly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, exactly. It's just like, it definitely is hard to find the good people who want to work nowadays.
That's what I was
I
wondering.
hear
I was
every
like, you
excuse
know,
under the sun. Like, they really are only required to do 4 days a week.
oh really? It's not a
What?
And they
5-day
they are
week?
required to
4
do
days
one
a
weekend
week?
day though. They are required to do a weekend day. It's
So
really
5 days total with the weekend day.
no.
No,
4
4
days
days
with weekend
with
day.
1 weekend. But what
It's not
didn't
bad.
you say it was 12 hours a day though?
You could like you have people
So
who
in the
milk the
4
clock.
days you're doing 48 hours.
You're really, I mean, it's not really 12-hour days. It depends on how good you are, the weather, if you know the area.
Man, I might just fucking
Like, it's
sign
really
up for
not
this,
hard.
you know?
It's not hard. You're
That'd be a
alone
lot
all
easier
day
than
too.
lifting logs.
You don't have
Yeah,
you don't
right.
have to deal with anyone. You're
Yeah.
you're alone, jamming out, doing whatever you got to do. Like, you know, have fun with it. Make it a workout for all I
I
care.
could just
Run up
listen
and
to my
down the
own
driveway.
podcast
I don't
over
care.
and over again all
Like,
day.
You know, as an operator, I
It's
always
not
hated-
a hard job. It's really not hard.
As
It's
an
not.
operator, I always hated truck drivers, and like the more I get into it, like you know, now that I have my CDL, I'm like, I see it. You're not dealing with nobody. You go here, pick up a load, dump it.
It's a
Go
lonely,
there,
it's a
give-
lonely life though.
Yeah, but you know what? Like she said, you're your own shit.
You're
You
not
do what
dealing
you
with any.
want.
Or you just turn
Throw
on your
your
headset
music
and call
on,
your,
you know,
Exactly.
like,
annoy
all
your
day I
friend
gotta
who's
listen
working
to
at
the
his shit job.
laborers, I gotta
Yeah.
listen to the boss,
Exactly.
the foreman,
Exactly.
this, that.
See? No, they're
I can
alone.
see it. I can
chilling.
see it.
I mean, hey, if they do fuck up, they hear from me though, because the second I'll get a phone call at 9:00 at night. So and so did blah 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 blah, and I'm just like, what do you mean? They're like, well, he was leaving a driveway and he backed right into a tree, and now the taillight's cracked and broken, and the camera doesn't work. Oh, okay. So now I gotta
Not the
order a
camera.
taillight. I gotta order a $500 camera
I was
to
gonna
replace.
say not the camera.
And I'm like, do
who
you know?
cares?
Do you
Taillights,
understand
no
that
problem.
that takes time to come in the mail? It doesn't just here it is.
Well,
Just-
you're a package delivery service. They probably figured it would just be there already,
No,
right?
so like
So you guys, you must have like, do you just buy red tape just so you can also double
No.
and use it to put over all the
so
taillight holes?
they actually will ground my vans if anything is cracked or broken. And
You don't
anything
have like
that.
the
So
you
do
don't
guys
have rolls of
the
that taillight
DOT
tape.
numbers? Do you have to go through like DOT inspection
No,
and all that,
they're-
or
it's
since
not
you're
DOT, but
underweight, you don't have to worry about
They
all that?
they're no, not DOT, but they are commercial vehicles. They cannot go on parkways.
Yeah, yeah.
So, which is crazy, but
Because every GPS wants to send you on a fucking parkway.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but it's I always so
Or you
as
just go on the parkway, go really fast because they only got to get 2 exits.
yeah.
It's like every other asshole with the
You know,
commercial
exactly.
fucking plate on the
You know what I mean? Like, fuck it, taking my chances today. Smoking the bandit. Woo!
So, as a fleet manager having, 70 vans, I always make sure I have extra taillights, extra headlights, extra light bulbs, extra tires, extra
So
Okay,
shit,
that-
you know they're
Any-
gonna fuck up.
shit. I know they're gonna
Just
fuck
keep it in
up.
stock.
I always keep stock. I
So all
use it,
your
I buy it
vans
again.
this-
I use it, I buy it again because I know it's gonna keep happening.
So all your vans are the same make and model. Like, does that make
Yes.
it easier to keep inventory of shit they fuck up all the time?
Exactly. Yep.
That
So
makes
that's the nice part about it, and you know, if it happens once, it's gonna happen again to another van,
Oh, yeah.
and then I'll learn how to fix it, and then you know, oh, it happened again to this van. All right, I already know how to do this, so I don't need to take it somewhere, saving my own money. Whatever. It's pretty cool, but they will hit anything, even
So
with the
are
camera
these things
in
four-wheel
it. Beep,
drive?
beep, beep. Oh no, those things suck in
They're
the snow.
rear-wheel drive.
They are awful.
God, could you imagine? I can only picture it now.
You-
So, like, in the morning, right? It's like drier roads, right? They load all the vans up. They're nice and heavy. It starts snowing a little. All the drivers are like, you know, they got the
9
weight in the
starts
back.
snowing
They're
up.
like,
Yeah,
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. And as the day goes on, the back of the van starts lightening up.
1 o'clock.
And they
Snow
don't understand. They
start-
don't get that.
the
They
roads
don't
start
1
getting
understand.
worse.
o'clock. They take their 30-minute
And it's-
break. They come out from the back of the van.
There's
And
2
fucking
inches
4
snow on
inches
the
of snow
ground,
on the
and,
ground.
the,
Yeah.
and the van's half empty. They don't have the weight anymore in the
They go to
back.
pull out of the first fucking
Like,
parking
ooh, what's
lot,
that?
they just
What's
get
happening? I don't
smacked by a fucking
understand.
tractor
It was
trailer.
driving fine a minute ago.
Yep, exactly. That's literally how it goes. And then I'll get the phone call and get out of bed and
You
drive
give 'em
out there
tire
to go
chains?
check out the situation.
When it was,
because-
have you
Like
ever
the
had
post
anybody?
office, you give them tire chains or anything
That's what I was
like
asking.
that?
I was
or-
wondering.
No,
Nothing, huh?
nothing.
They're
No,
just
no.
like,
Come on,
send 'em.
post office
So
gives
like
them tire
that's
chains.
what
You
I
gotta
actually
get on
I
that.
actually just finished doing this. I actually had to replace. It's like winter maintenance, I call it, getting ready for winter. So I make sure they have wipers, all the lights work, and they have brand new tires on it. So I take vans that have shitty tires. I replace them with new ones. Take the old tires, go to Firestone. They give me new tires, and I sit there in the parking lot. I'm jacking the van up, changing tires by myself.
No shit.
All right, this van's good. Got 4 new tires. Here you go. You're on the road. Next. And I remember in like 3 weeks ago, I think I did 61 tire changes.
No way.
In 2 weeks, I changed all tires.
So
So
on
you're
it.
not
you're
just
the
in the- wow.
dispatch, like manager position, and you're out there changing fucking
Right?
tires.
Well, it's
This
not
is-
just me doing it. I got like, I have an operations manager, I have an assistant operations manager. They deal with like hiring, time cards, shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm strictly vans. Anything that happens to a van, I need to know about.
And you gotta watch where they're fucking going all day.
Exactly.
How do you have time to do that? 70 vans, you gotta watch them.
It's
like,
not just me
fucking-
watching. I mean, it's like a team effort.
So you
know?
have a team, okay.
Yeah, I have a team, so they're great.
Oh,
we
check
get
'em
along.
every morning. I mean, that's.
But the van, it's
I
a
know,
lot.
'cause they
You
can
got,
pick
you
up
got,
the package, but they can't bend over to check
you know,
fucking
think of
tire
it though. You got to
pressure.
go through tires and oil
Yeah.
changes and wear and tear.
Oh, yeah.
So like, I'm doing brake pads right now. I'm getting all brake pads replaced.
Yeah.
So when it goes up in the air and they're like, oh, you need a front axle. I'm like, well, I need this van by 10 o'clock in the morning. We're like,
What
all
make
right.
and model are these vans?
they're 2021s.
Like,
But think about it, they've been in use 7 days a week for over 8 hours.
what year? I mean, what model? What
You
are
gotta
they-
be putting
What
few
company
hundred
name?
miles
What-
a day,
They're
right?
Can you-
Dodge. They're Dodge.
They're Dodge?
Yeah.
Oh, there's your problem.
Dodge
right
sucks.
there.
Sorry.
Listen, they all fucking suck now, dude. Everything
No.
made
But
today
I
is
do- I
fucking
do have-
garbage.
You know,
We just
I
lost
have,
all
I
our
have a couple,
Dodge
I have a
listeners.
couple Fords. I have a couple Fords. They're freaking amazing. I never ever have an issue with the Fords. Never.
Really? Huh.
Nope.
What are they, like the Transits or whatever they have out now?
Yep. Yes, they are.
Wow.
Oh yeah, those are
Fuck.
the best ones.
Yeah. Ford used to be the worst. Too.
In my mind,
I mean, all vans suck, so fuck.
Ford is dead
fuck
to
all
me.
of them,
Ford
yeah.
is
But-
dead to me.
Yeah,
So
no.
the winter prep is definitely
Let's just say it this way.
finish
A
it.
mechanic friend of mine always said, when I was like, I'm thinking about buying a new truck, and he's like, well, which model make, which piece of shit are you thinking about buying? And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, they're all pieces of shit.
They are.
We're like,
yeah.
which one are you thinking about buying? They're all the same.
They all have a fucking issue one
You
way
know,
or another.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dodge has got their thing, Chevy's got their, Ford's got their thing,
Yeah.
and then there's Toyota, which is on top of everything. So
Yeah.
know.
The only truck made in America anymore, right?
yeah, it's also the best one out there. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Sorry,
I drive
we can
it,
hook
I
up
drive
toe hitch to toe hitch and see which one goes farther.
I hear that. We are doing that. We are doing that. What? Yeah, but you gotta. Yeah, okay.
You're
we're
not
doing,
gonna win.
We're still doing that.
You're not
We're
gonna
still
win.
doing that, and you guys can look for that video that's gonna be coming up
Yeah, we'll
because
be-
we're gonna fucking do it anyway.
That'll be fun. Yeah.
Just for your entertainment.
Yep. We'll put that one on.
Just
on
don't be the
social
asshole who
media.
keeps going
Oh,
after
come
you
on, that's
won,
the fun
and then
part.
drags me into a telephone pole. You
I
know.
won't do a telephone
It
pole.
reminds that
Maybe
reminds
a
me.
snowbank.
Today, last night, I had a driver get stuck in a driveway. It was like a 3 mile long driveway with like 3 inches of snow on it, ice too. And I
It
get
hasn't snowed in a week. What the fuck, this lazy ass
they're going up.
didn't plow their fucking driveway?
Like,
They
I
should
don't
call
know.
this fucking guy
I
and
have-
have him
No.
come plow
I have
their
no
driveway.
idea.
Sounds like they don't like to pay.
I have no idea, but I get a call saying, "Hey, the van is stuck in the driveway." I'm like, "All right, let me call a tow truck. I'll get you winched out."
You're fucking
The
fired.
tow
And
truck
this is after
company.
you told them not to back in the driveway
Exactly.
if there's snow and
Exactly.
ice.
It happens all the time. The tow truck company calls me and says,
No
"Hey,
problem, man. We'll get you out.
I'm not going in this driveway." I'm like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "There's 3 inches of ice on this." I'm like, "Okay." And then he left.
Isn't that your job?
So
Tow
I
truck
ended
driver?
up leaving the van in the driveway.
Well, as a driver, like her driver, they should have common sense.
Exactly.
Apparently, he had common sense, and
You-
her
it was,
driver
like-
did not.
Okay. We have a van stuck in a driveway with ice and snow. Tow truck driver. Maybe I threw
Yeah,
some
this
sand
it
on
was
the back
it
of
was
the
bad.
flatbed.
It was bad.
No,
it
it's
was
not
bad.
their job. Call the plow
No, it
guy.
is your fucking job. They charge so much to tow this shit.
It was
Yeah,
bad, though,
to
like-
tow it, not to sand somebody's fucking driveway. So now, at the expense of the package delivery person, they get their driveway sanded for free, so the fucking tow truck can get in there.
So
Well,
this is a huge
first of all-
operation.
So this is a
first
huge
of all,
operation
We even
now.
tell them every single day. I don't care if you see blacktop. There's probably black ice somewhere down there. You can't even see the house from the road. Why are you going in the driveway?
Yeah,
So this guy literally just said, "Hey,
back in
whatever.
just to
I'm
get your
going in
van off
anyways."
the fucking road, so I don't get stuck, and then
So,
let him
like-
tow
It's
like, the-
Stop pissing Dylan off,
The
everybody.
tow truck driver was smart as hell. He goes, "I'm not going in there,
Yeah.
because then my truck's gonna get stuck. I'm gonna have to call another truck."
Yeah.
And then think of
Yeah,
it, they're doing me a favor. I'm spending easily $2,000 right there, easily.
So now what? Now what? Now you call like literally a person
So what
like
I
me,
did-
and you're like, "Can you come sand the driveway?"
Well, what
so
I
then we can
what
get the
I
tow
did
truck, and then
was I
we can
just
get-
went to Home Depot, grabbed some bags of salt,
There you
drove
go.
out there,
There you go. God
salted
bless.
the
God bless you, man.
picked at the
You
ice
know
a
what I
little
mean?
bit,
You're a
got the
getter.
van
You're-
out, and here we are.
You're a
It's van's
doer.
back,
You're a
so
doer.
it's
I
all
love
right.
it. I
And
love
you
it.
don't need to get a tow truck at all.
I love it.
Yeah.
Doer.
Improvise, adapt, overcome.
You are a
That's
freaking doer.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I mean, I love my job. It's something
You're like,
different
listen,
every
tow truck
single day."
pussy. You know what I mean? And listen, Amazon.
No. Those tow truck guys are God's saviors. They have saved me 1,000 times. I got to give them credit.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a bad driveway. That driveway, he had no business. All you have to do is call the customer, text the customer, "Hey, I don't feel comfortable going in your driveway. I'm gonna put your package in a garbage bag and secure it by your mailbox. So when you come home from work, you can just simply grab it.
yeah.
I don't want to cause damage to your property, get stuck, make a whole big scene about it.
Yeah.
Have your dog come bite me in my ass, like, you know, it's like you literally can contact the customer.
All right, so when I was on my plowing route, like last week, I went to one of my clients' houses, and there was a stack of boxes. You know, they're not around. They're city people. You know, they come up on the weekends.
Yeah.
Stack of boxes, pouring rain, like just completely saturated, like puddles of water on the boxes, like no plastic, no nothing. And I was like,
It's good because they're probably all chia pets.
and I
They
was
need
like,
that
wow,
water to
like
grow.
what, like is that like holy, like that's crazy. Like what they literally just left it there.
I mean, hey, they can.
And I was like, I hope there's nothing in here. That's like,
The customer could call the company and
but
say,
like,
"Hey,
do they run out of
weather
bags?
damage,
Like what? So
weather
so
damage," and
so
then
what happens
the company
when that
will
happens?
reimburse them. But
What happens with that with you guys? I mean, like, do your drivers do stuff like that and you get
uh,
complaints?
so
and
I
people
like.
be like, hey, my TV's
Well,
now.
in the wintertime, in the rain, in the spring, if I know we're getting bad weather, I make sure those drivers have garbage bags. And there are drivers who are like, I need bags, I need tape, I have boxes that are ripped open, I need. So they care. There are people who care because think about it, like, would you want that happening to your shit? Like you just
No.
spent money, like take care of it, like.
You ever get
so
the
they're-
driver chucks the flat screen over the freaking dated, you know what I mean?
So
You
I gotta
catch them
go-
on the camera and then you get the people who call. Has it ever happened where like a customer calls in and they're like, we have your driver
Absolutely.
like chucking our flat screen TV over
Absolutely.
the fence.
I mean, there's been some drivers
Like-
getting caught pissing in cul-de-sacs.
See, that is
Oh,
acceptable.
come on, yeah.
That
I mean,
is
you gotta pee
acceptable.
somewhere. Where the fuck are you gonna
No,
pee?
I do not. I think that is perfectly okay.
But the people chucking packages, I gotta say again, to FedEx. I was fucking. My tenant had something ordered one day, and all of a sudden, I'm sitting in the garage. The FedEx truck backs in, right?
Should we just name this episode "Fuck You FedEx"?
Fuck you, FedEx. Yeah, that's fine. So, dude, I can't help it. This is who it was, and this is what they did. Dude, all of a sudden, I see him trying to get
Get
this
it out of
package
your system, bud.
out of the back of the van, right? All of a sudden, he gets it. He takes it, flops down to the bottom step, takes it, flops it, lets it fall on the fucking asphalt pavement. Like, watching, like, dude, it's just not good, right? Like,
No,
you just
no,
basically
no,
went
like-
boom, boom, let the package fucking fall down, right? So, whatever, it's not my package. I don't know what it is. So the guy tells me whose it's for. I'm like, okay, he's, out back here, bring it out to him. So
Bring the pieces out to him.
he just leaves it there. He says, yeah, okay, gets back in his truck, fucking leaves. I call the tenant, like, hey, you got a package here from FedEx. Oh, good, I was waiting. There's a guitar amp. And Taylor's probably going to have a stroke right now.
There's
The
a
guy
guitar-
just took this guitar amp he just bought. It was like, I don't know, $1,000 fucking amp or whatever the fuck it was, dude.
He's called the company.
I watched him drop it on the step of the truck and then drop it on the driveway and just fucking get in the truck and leave. I said, fuck, you guys are assholes.
So
And then he's calling the guitar amp
Everything,
company.
like-
You sent me a defective product.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Exactly.
nowadays, everything's on camera. Everyone's watching you.
So do you guys have cameras on the vans?
I have, yes.
Like how
Do you
extensive?
get a lot of calls like that, though? Like, this fucking asshole.
How
just
extensive are the
chucked this
cameras on the
thing
van?
So
on the ground.
the,
Like,
the
are we
camera,
looking at
so
inside?
they got a backup camera to see like on the outside.
Well, no, I'm not talking about what
And
comes
then in the
stock
inside,
in the car.
so in the inside they do have a camera. Watch, it's one pointing to the road inside the van, and then two on the side.
Is there
so-
one on the driver?
Yes.
Oh wow,
So you
man.
can check
he
if
can't even
he's, like-
scratch his balls.
You
without
know, they're
being
not
seen.
allowed to be.
I would
They
scratch
can't
my
be.
balls, but you can't be smoking a joint while you're
No,
driving.
no, they can't
That
be
sucks.
texting and driving. They got the seatbelt on at
Oh,
all
no
times.
texting
Like,
and driving, man.
No.
Oh man, that's
and then like it kind of is pretty cool because accidents happen. So
It's got to save you a
everything
lot,
is
too.
recorded.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything's recorded.
that's gotta be so weird. I couldn't
So
imagine.
it's crazy because I actually can go in when something happens or like they don't have a seatbelt on. I get a notification. I can actually go in and see.
Is there audio on those cameras?
There is, but I'm not allowed to.
Access it.
No,
Yeah.
unless it's for.
So you can't hear
An
the
For
investigation for an
Yes,
accident. or
You
exactly.
can't hear all the
something.
bad karaoke.
No,
the
absolutely.
drivers
not. I don't want to
all
hear that shit
singing
anyways.
to
I don't
their-
care what you're
that
doing
would
in the
be
van.
gold.
Right? Wouldn't
would
that?
I just want my packages
Like
delivered.
here,
That's all.
you guys should put that in the contract, like somewhere in small print, that we can just release all your karaoke driving, like stuff, and then you guys should make your
fighting
own.
with her husband.
You
and
can
dude
make your own
fighting with his
YouTube channel.
wife. Like, that would be awesome.
But yeah, everything is there's ring cameras on all the houses, but their customers are pretty awesome too. Like you got the people who leave out drinks and snacks and give tips, and like those people are awesome. Like
Oh,
If-
this time of year, Chris.
this time
yeah.
of year, you're making tip money out
I know
there.
it's.
and,
I know
like,
it's crazy.
Especially if you have the same route all the time.
Yeah,
People get
exactly.
to know
I
you.
mean, the
and-
whole like really, you want to beat before the sun goes down.
I hate this time.
You
of year
really
because
should only be out there 8 hours a day. Why are you going to want to be out delivering packages till 9:30, 10 o'clock at night? Don't you guys have lives? Go, get done with your route, beat the sun, go home, that's it. Go eat dinner with your wife, your husband, I don't care. Go play with your kid or something.
Yeah.
You don't need to be out doing 12, 10-hour days. It's not necessary. It's not hard to go from, you're
Except
you're
some of
only
them
in
are
a
probably-
little, 20-mile radius. You're in a little neighborhood. That's it. You're not going 20 minutes down the road to this house. You're going right next door. Oh, to the next road, right next door. You're not going far. You're staying in a radius area, and then you got a driver 6 miles down from you in that same little radius. So it's not.
You got to get the guys though that are do you get workaholics?
Yes,
And
those
they're
are my
like, "Give me the hours
favorite
back,"
drivers.
and they're
those are my favorite drivers.
I want to make overtime, man. Freaking eat it up. You know
those
what I mean?
are my favorite drivers.
Yeah.
So do you load them with more packages during the day, or do
I-
they finish
we
their
do
normal
not have-
route and then
we-
come back and get more?
We don't have any control of what route they get or how many packages they get.
Oh, really?
The company sees how you perform, and if they see that you can handle it, they'll give you
More.
a good route. They'll give you that same route. You kill a route, you do so good on that route, you're most likely going to get that route again because they know you can handle it.
Well,
But
it'd
if
be
you
nice.
suck at that route, they're going to move you to a different area.
It'd be nice to have the same area because then you get to know
Exactly.
the dogs, you get to know the people, you get to know the customers. We had a UPS guy. I shit you not. When this guy retired, our kid would interact with our UPS guy that would
Yeah.
come, and this my kid he had pajamas. We made a UPS outfit for him because
Aw.
he loved this guy so much, and he retired and he sent letters. He sent a handwritten letter to us, saying Merry Christmas, blah blah, and he still does.
Yeah.
There are
It's
good
been
people out
2
there.
years since he's retired, and he still sends us a Christmas card. and like hope you all are well and everything, and like, oh, Landon must be growing, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
and it's crazy.
Old
And like,
people care.
and it was, but he had the same route, you know, so he knew all the people and he got to know their
so when
dogs, their families.
To feed off of your question, so if my drivers finish, you know, like they do 180 stops and they're done by 6:30. And I have a driver who's struggling because he got stuck and decided to be that asshole and fuck everything up today. Or he just slow as hell because he's going through like an argument with his girl or his husband or whatever the hell the case is. Or his little lizard just died last night. I don't know, whatever. I hear it all.
Yeah, I bet.
I will send the driver who finished to go help the driver who sucks.
Okay, so
And
he's
they'll
not
take
like,
some
I'm a
of their load.
workaholic, I'm
They'll
getting
take some of
punished.
their load, do help them out, because the main goal is empty
That's
your van.
cool.
You cannot come back to my station until your van is complete.
Yeah.
But then you get the people who are like, I'm sick of it's called rescuing. I'm sick of rescuing the same people who just
Over
don't
and over.
who just are here for the fuck of it and want a paycheck.
Yeah.
Like, you get the people who don't care. You get the people who do care. And then there's people who actually, you know, oh, I got nothing better to do on a Tuesday night. I'm gonna work still.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do a rescue. I'll help this guy out, whatever. So they aren't like.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Like, what's the incentive to hurry up and finish your route if, okay, this guy's taking a similar route and getting paid 12 hours. I'm taking the same route, getting paid 6.
Yes.
I'm hurting myself because now I'm not even making an 8-hour day.
I mean, they do get incentives. They definitely do. They get treated
Okay.
pretty well. Like, we take care of those people who, you know, do stuff like that. But then
That's
there's
good.
people who, you know, give you the disrespect. Hell no, I just did 180 stops and like I'm going home. Like, no.
They're just in it
And
for
then
the
they're off
paycheck.
the next day. They're off the next day. Okay, dude, you're off the next day. Like, come on. Like,
Put in an extra hour for me.
like, just put an extra, like, it's one more extra hour. And not
Yeah.
even. You should really be doing 20, 25 stops an hour.
Yeah.
Like, come on. What's, like, it's not hard. It's really easy.
Yeah.
Like,
Everybody wants to bitch.
those are the people who help me out and don't fuck my vans up. Those are the people I keep.
Yeah.
You fuck my vans up and you can't complete a route, then see you later. Don't
Yep.
even come back.
You're
I don't
looking
wanna
for
see you
another job.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, go
So
do
what's the
something. else.
what's the turnover rate? Like, you know, how
Out of the 70 guys, how many have been there longer than this Christmas season?
I got a couple of veteran drivers who are still with me for 2 years now.
2 years. So that's
So-
kind of like the longest stretch of.
That
So,
doesn't sound like much.
well,
No,
yeah.
I mean, the company I work with, this guy's been there
Well,
36 years.
my company just opened 2 years ago.
Okay,
Okay.
all right.
So
So,
we're
there
still-
you go.
so no,
we're
that's
still
a good
pretty
record
good.
then. Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
I've been there
That
since
puts
the
it in
start.
perspective.
So, but you know, I've seen some wonky shit.
So like,
Wonky people,
what's the
like-
shortest you've ever employed somebody? I gotta know.
A
that.
day. I've had a guy
Wow.
not no, actually.
Has it been even hours?
I've actually like, not even an hour. He gets to load out, and that's the most like frantic part of your day is load out.
Loading-
It drives the
loading your
van
truck.
straight into a
You
stone
gotta
wall.
you gotta go like you go behind the building. You have your little device. You find out your staging location, where all your packages are, and you go in and but it's hectic because it's a huge building. You have thousands and thousands of packages and like
70 or 69 other people
It's-
trying to
and-
load their
exactly.
truck.
Oh,
Too.
they gotta
Like-
pick their packages too.
and no, they get a route in the morning and then they have a staging location.
Like
They go to that staging location and everything's already gone.
So it's like one
all
van's
like
on a
wrapped.
rack.
It's on a cart. It's on
Okay.
like
Oh,
you
shit,
can call it
alright.
carts. And they're on a cart. You bring the cart
So
out.
the night shift
You can exactly
picked it, and then it's ready
sorted
to go.
it, put it in,
Yep.
and they're good.
And then you just go get your rack, and then you load your shit.
I mean, you can have 3-4 racks,
I don't know if it was like IKEA.
and you only have
that you're running-
you only have 8 minutes to load your van.
You know.
So you're hustling.
Really? They
You're
time
hustling.
you like loading?
You are hustling. That's there's guys sweating, dripping, like.
What do you mean you got 8 minutes loaded? What if you
You-
don't? What if you don't load it? What if you gotta take
Then
a
you
shit?
pull over and you come back around and get the shit you missed. I mean, it
So
happens.
what? They're all in line? Like everybody's got to wait for the next
It's
person?
like 3 lanes and it's like
But you literally only
25
have 8 minutes.
vans per like section, so
That's
they're
it.
all lined up and.
So if you don't load your van in those 8 minutes,
Well then, and if you leave any packages and you hit the road and you don't know that you left packages, I'm gonna call you and be like, hey, you left a cart here. You need to turn around and come get it. And they come back. They could be 45 to an hour out. I don't give a shit. Come back. Grab
8
the
minutes,
cart.
because I imagine you have 70
It's
vans.
like 8-9 minutes.
70 vans loading
You are
up.
responsible for it. That's the most.
How many
frantic-
docks? How many docks? do
There's
you
only
have?
2 docks.
Oh my god!
So A through C and then
70
D through G. So it's
freaking
like,
vans
you guys
loading
need
up.
to
Expand a little
Yeah,
more.
maybe,
the place
make
is
the-
huge. Like you walk in, you're just like, what the hell?
I'd be like, bitch, I'll take the cart
But
out the
it
front
gets-
door.
Right.
It gets-
I'll
that
wheel
is-
to
I
the
can't
parking
back
lot.
my van to the car.
I've been to Target before. I can wheel my own car to my
That's the most frantic part of
out
your
in the
day.
parking
is loading
lot.
your
Like
van.
I don't need this
Other
loading
than
dock.
that's what like I've had a driver not even get through loadout who will just look at me and be like, I can't do this, I can't do it. Nope. I've had drivers load the van, not even leave the parking lot, park it, and leave not say a word to anyone,
Just
and
walk off the
leave.
job?
Just loaded van, get in
Keep
their
my
car
van
and
there
go.
and leave.
Dad explains where my package has been. Oh,
I-
I'm
it's-
waiting for
it's-
that.
You know, you
Sorry,
gotta
Timmy,
find
you're
the
not
people
getting
who
your
actually
present
wanna
for
work.
Christmas.
You know, the people who actually want to work are the best people. So
The guy just decided Santa Claus decided that he couldn't freaking handle it.
That's it. Got in his car and left.
Got in his car,
Fuck the reindeer.
lit a
Leave it
bowl,
right in the parking
lit a
lot.
bowl, and fucking
there has
drove
been
off.
people who have done I've seen it all, but that's why I love this job.
So let's get into that. Let's get into all of the you've seen it all. I want to hear. Okay,
Oh,
what
boy.
is what is the craziest thing you found in a van that somebody left behind?
bottles of piss?
Oh, yeah, okay, I can see that. That's not crazy. That's not
That-
I
crazy.
mean, it's not sanitary.
You were
but
just
it's-
saying they're looking for cul-de-sacs and stuff like
Old
that. and
Chinese,
it's like,
old Chinese food, pizza boxes, crust, like underwear.
I mean,
like,
I'm a landscaper,
see
so I
it
know what
all,
it's like.
like-
I know what it's like to
Okay.
piss in a bottle. You know, you're surrounded by houses. You're not walking into anybody's house to use the bathroom. You know, you don't really have a whole lot of options.
if they want to call me and be like, hey, I really gotta pee. All right, dude, go to the gas station. I don't care.
Yeah, but
I'd rather pee in the cul-de-sac than the gas station bathroom.
Yeah,
Well,
agreed.
okay,
Listen.
Not only that, not only that, they might be thinking like the
If-
gas station's
Hey,
like out of
if
the way.
they don't get caught, I don't care.
The gas station's
Just
out of the way.
Don't take a shit in someone's front yard. I don't give
Oh my
a-
god, have you
I
ever
don't
found any
care.
poops in the van?
No, thank God. Oh boy.
Listen, that's a real
But, you know,
thing. I've worked
people
out
are
in
disgusting,
vans
though, like,
a long
they-
I'm
time
just
ago.
saying. I'm just
A
curious.
5-gallon bucket in the back of the
Yeah,
van's
yep.
the better.
I can't
I'd rather
imagine.
do
I
that
can't
than the
imagine what
porta
these
potty.
people's houses look like.
Are
Oh,
you kidding
God.
me? There's a 5-gallon bucket in the back of my truck at all times.
I'm
every
going.
day.
I'm going there.
And a roll of
100%
toilet paper
times
behind the
over
seat.
Any porta potty or gas station bathroom.
Yeah, oh yeah, you go out and you know listen to nature.
I'm not driving
and
around with
watch
it, though.
the squirrels.
That bucket's gonna get hidden somewhere.
No, yeah, you usually leave what's in the bucket there.
I think the craziest thing that I've seen is a driver gets a flat tire, and all my vans have flat tires on them. I mean, they all have spare tires on them.
Yeah.
And so
I was
you know
like,
they have.
Jesus,
I
she's
give
got a lot
them
of work
the
to do
tools.
tomorrow.
I give them the tools. They get a bottle jack. They get everything. They have everything to change a tire. Do you know how many drivers I know drive for me who don't know how to change a tire?
Do you train them to change the tire?
Hey, there's a video. Why would you take a driving job if you don't know how to change a tire?
Well, it goes back to the common sense thing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So, well, so I was
Oh, you mean this thing has tires on it?
I get a call and it's like,
Probably the easiest thing you can do on a vehicle.
Wait, hey, Sarah,
Crank the lid.
Sarah, my tire just shrank. What do I do?
5, the most 8 fucking bolts. Lefty loosey, righty tighty
Yeah.
done.
exactly.
I've been
But
jumping on this thing for hours. The lug nuts aren't coming off. Oh Jesus!
I get a
Bust
call.
out the torch.
So no, like drugs, paraphernalia, like nothing.
Yeah, like crazy stuff.
Alcohol, nip
Used
bottles.
condoms.
I mean, no, I have never ever experienced.
Any issues with guys with people banging people in the vans and?
Oh,
on
I'm
their-
sure.
on
I'm
duty?
absolutely positive. There's
You know,
people
like-
who meet up. And I can, cause like I said
Like,
before,
oh, I'm just
I
gonna-
can track you.
Yeah,
Like, I
like,
can see everything you're doing, everything.
Cause that was the thing. People were posting videos like from skyscrapers.
But
Like,
there are people
down-
who, you know,
down on-
you can
on-
tell who's in a
Down on
relationship.
drivers and
You
like
can tell who's talking to who.
And
who's
they were like-
fucking
and
who,
then all of a
like,
sudden
I can
the-
see everything. I'm
they
fleet
go to the
manager. I
back-
see it all.
they go to the
I
back
watch them all.
doors. You know, it opens up and then like he takes the girl in and like after a while they both come out and the driver goes
Oh,
off.
I'm
I mean,
not
he's
I'm
paying
not
for that
positive.
girl, though, right? That's
Yeah,
not
right,
that's
I'm not
okay.
positive it's
or
happened.
he was like, babe, I'm gonna
But-
pick you up.
But you know, I'm
let's
sure
do some
it's
crazy-
happened before. I'm really sure it's happened before. I mean, I don't know, but I think the craziest thing that's happened was last year. I had a driver get a flat tire, and he calls me. He's like, "Hey, I got a flat tire." And I'm like, "All right, well, I'm kind of in the middle of something. I'm dealing with another driver right now. I'm gonna send you a tow truck. I would rather have him just change the flat tire." Blah 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 blah. He's like, "No." I'm like, "What do you mean no?" He's like, "Fuck you. I'm not staying here with this van." I'm like.
What else you got to do?
I'm
bud?
like, well, you're on the clock. I'm
You're
paying
getting
you.
paid by the hour.
you were
paying
gonna
me.
you were gonna be continue being paid
And then
before
I'm
the
like,
flat
look,
tire.
I'll have another driver who's close to you come help you, blah 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 blah. And he's like, okay, fine. gives me some ill attitude, and I'm like, okay, like whatever. Well, like 45 minutes later, I see both of them walking in the building, and I'm like, hey, I'm sorry about that. Like shit like this happens. I came up with the plan. Blah blah
It's
blah
out of your
blah.
control.
You know, like
It's
exactly.
not like you slashed his
Well,
tire in the
like a
morning.
lot of drivers don't understand that. I can't like I'm doing my best here every day. You hit a pothole the wrong way, you're gonna. I didn't put that pothole
You pick
there.
up a nail somewhere in a parking
So
lot or whatever.
and so he tells me, he goes, well, sucks for you because I left the van 45 minutes down down there, and I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, your van is parked in the middle of the woods. I said, what did you just say to me?
What?
He goes, I left the van. I go, the guy you sent me picked me up and we left the van. I'm like, you're telling me right now you left people's mail in a van in the middle of nowhere, unlocked.
Like, what does he mean in the woods?
And he's like, you know, like
Did he
one
have
of
a
those
flat
like.
tire because he took out 3 trees on the way to the fucking flat tire?
He was probably, you know, probably in the middle of like on the side
Oh,
of
by
the
the
road.
way, I forgot
like,
to tell you, they also wrapped it around like
and
a telephone pole and everything
I'm
else.
shocked. I said, what did you just say to me? He goes, yeah, I left the van. I'm like, why the fuck would you do that? He goes, well, it sounds like a you problem, not a me problem. And
Oh
I'm
my
like, okay,
God.
well, guess what? Here's your problem. You have no job. So you're fired. You're done. Get the hell out of here. I don't want to see you anymore. He went off on me. Like security got called. They escorted him out.
He didn't expect that?
And he did not. No, I guess not. So then I get the next morning. And it was, you know, it was like a rental van, so I can't even track the fucking van. I have no idea where it is. I get a call the next morning from the police station. Hey, we found your van. I'm like, oh, great. I was like, all right, I'll be down here soon.
That's so embarrassing.
I go down there, the van is flat tire, packages still in it. I'm lucky, like, I'm thanking God right now. Like,
But you called the tow truck, they never showed up and fixed the tire, or
No.
called you and be like, hey, there's nobody here at the
tow
fucking
truck
van.
company never came.
So tell me again, why did the GPS not work?
Oh, it was a rental van.
It wasn't their van.
It wasn't my
Oh,
van.
you guys don't have like the stick-on low jack fucking thing?
Hell
where you
no,
just-
hell no.
Well, maybe you should
I
invest in
should.
that. You know what I mean?
After
I'm
this
just
thing,
saying.
after this happened, that is definitely
You know
what
what I mean?
I
I
invested
think they
in.
make it where you just boop, just
Exactly.
slap it in there.
So,
you know?
but that was the craziest thing. And then, you know, he showed up to work the next day, and I looked at him. I'm like, what the hell are you doing here? I was like, get off this property before I call the cops at this point. I was
I'm
like,
going to show you
and I'm like,
your
I'm telling you right now.
problem.
I'm like, you're absolutely out of your gourd if you think you're going to have a job right now. Like,
Yeah.
just leave.
Yeah.
Like, you literally left.
You get paid by the hour, you can't sit next to the
Like,
fucking van.
All I needed you to do was sit there for an hour. You wouldn't even have to gotten out of the
And you
van.
get paid.
You're getting
And you're
paid for
getting
it.
paid, dude. You wouldn't if you didn't. I would have sent people to help you deliver the rest of your packages too. Like what the hell?
Yeah.
Dude, it's crazy.
No loyalty
No.
whatsoever.
I still remember that guy. I'll never forget him.
And it was actually, you know, thinking about it, it was probably better off that it was rental.
Yeah.
Because nobody's going to fuck with a van just parked randomly in the middle of the fucking woods.
God knows what's in
You
that
know what I
van.
mean?
Like-
They're like, nobody's like, they're like, no, I'm not gonna touch that. You know what I mean? If it had a big logo on the side of it and it was parked there, then people might be like, ooh, goodies inside.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh.
Let's see what all my neighbors
let's
got.
see what people got. Like,
Instead, they're like, don't go near the creepy van at the end of the road.
Yeah. Somebody might jump out and
Kids,
stop
get
it.
away from that van. Mommy, can we go play outside? No. That van's been there for 5 hours.
but I'll never forget that.
So like
But
in
then-
this day and age, I know like right now is your busy season, but does it ever have like a slow season? Or I mean, the way people order shit online, I feel like you must be busy all the time.
I feel like ever since like the COVID pandemic,
That had to have
think,
been like a huge boost, right?
I think it has not stopped since then because
I mean,
they
you're-
realized what you can actually order online.
I mean, your company started 2 years ago. That was right
During
when this shit
2020,
happened. Was
right?
did that have
Exactly.
anything to do with
What,
whoever-
starting
your
that
bosses,
company?
Like, listen, this is
Was
what
he
I'm
like,
looking
hey
to do."
man, I'm
No,
gonna, now's the time to get
So
into
we
it.
had it started before even COVID was a thing.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Well, he lucked out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you get
Probably
people.
made a
You get
freaking
people
ton of
delivering.
money.
Yeah,
You have people
right?
delivering Fiji water and toilet paper and paper towels and
I mean, there's literally
cat litter and
almost 2 years people wouldn't leave their house.
And there's still
for
people
anything.
who are like so used to it. They have that shit on auto delivery. They restock it automatically, and then there it is.
That's
Like,
insane.
I
That's
can't
such
tell
a-
you how much cat litter I've seen. Like it's crazy. Like I don't know.
Just like shit, you
But-
should be going to the
that's
grocery
heavy.
store and
That
buying
It
shit's
it.
is,
heavy.
yes. Hey, they get a hand cart. So
God.
like,
No, I just, oh yeah,
but
fuck the cat lady. If I was a delivery driver, I'd be like, goddamn cat lady, I'm so tired of looking at all this cat litter into your freaking house.
I think
This
I
shit
think
is
the
not
holidays
light.
are the busiest, and then after Christmas when people are broke and it settles down a little bit to probably about like 50 routes a day. Nothing too crazy.
But you're steady 70 people no matter what.
I mean,
It's not like you
there's 150 drivers.
Okay.
Total. I only have like 65, 70 vans. After Christmas ends, routes drop, so hours drop.
So it goes back to.
I
your
get rid of all
normal-
the shitty people. That's
Gotcha,
for sure.
Oh, you just straight up fire them. You don't have like 10.
seasonal
Oh,
workers.
okay, so
And we advertise that too.
Seasonal workers.
Like we advertise it.
So they're
So you have-
hired
you have
as
70
If you can
seasonal.
perform, you finish your route, you do a great job.
So you have 70
I'm keeping
vans.
you.
have
Yeah,
70
yeah.
vans of your own, and then during the seasonal you rent more
Yes.
to make up.
To make up.
Yeah.
To pick
So
up
I
more
see a
routes.
lot of companies
Yeah.
like double up with their people at this time of year.
Yes.
Do you
Yeah.
give your drivers help, or is it?
Nope, they're alone. Your route is your route.
Your
We'll send
route's
you
your route.
help if a driver
Oh
finishes.
yeah, UPS does that where they.
Yeah, you see UPS. You
Yeah.
have two guys in the truck.
Yeah, yeah.
No, we
You
don't
know, the
do
one
that, no.
asshole
I almost did
parks
that.
on the road,
I almost
blocks
did
the
that.
fucking road.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
No, the
so
other guy
they're-
stands by the truck and waves the traffic by.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
but the assholes don't even do that.
No,
The guy
they
just
don't.
sits in on his,
The
on
guy
his cell
sits in
phone.
the truck while his fucking
Yeah,
helper
listening to
drops the
fucking Jobs Not
package off.
Steve podcast.
You hope.
They're alone all day. You're
should.
alone all
He's
day.
like, direct traffic on a
So-
hill? Why would I do that?
Yeah,
Blind
fuck
corner?
that.
Pfft,
I mean,
these
you get
people
the good
figure it out.
drivers who are like, hey, like, does anyone need help? I'll go help someone. And I'm
What
like,
about major
"Sweet."
freaking booms, major accidents? Have you ever had any of those?
Yes.
Like
I have
hospitalized
had-
hospitalized drivers?
A couple
like,
of years, I think it was like 2 years ago now. I had a 18-wheeler crash right into the rear end of my van, and the van ended up hitting another van.
Well, I hope
Everything's-
there was a lot of fluffy
everything's
toys
recorded.
in those boxes.
Everything's recorded, so if you ever watch, video footage was insane. Everything deployed. It was insane. Accidents do happen.
Yeah.
18-wheeler wasn't paying attention, and he ended up smacking right into the back of my van.
I mean, the guy's okay.
yeah,
driver?
yeah, absolutely. Driver's
Before
okay.
I make
yes.
jokes about this.
Yes, the driver's good. Everything is good. Everyone walked away. No injuries. Nothing happened. Everyone was good. But yeah, I've had
Well,
a lot
that
of people.
fucking kitty litter, man,
A lot
saved
of
his
people,
life.
a lot of people rear-end each other. I've had cars back right into the vans and smash everything. Like it's crazy.
Are those
It's crazy.
cameras recording when the van's parked and turned off?
No.
All right, so
No.
they could be in a parking lot. Somebody can just hit your van and scooch away, and they're good.
and then blame it on the
Blame it
the
on
driver. Poor
Basically.
bastard.
That's basically.
And you're like,
what
you're
happened.
fired, and he's like, I swear it wasn't
So
me.
yeah, basically like that could happen. I'm sure it has.
Yeah,
Like
that
it
sucks.
has. I mean, there's been. I remember I have some drivers who will call me and be like, "This asshole just sideswiped the van." I'm like, "All right, dude, what'd you really hit?"
This asshole,
Like,
this
Yeah.
asshole in a yellow rain suit. He was really thin.
Like,
he
what
was
you-
kind of
like-
made of concrete.
like, come on, I'm like the worst you can do. The worst thing they can do is not tell me what happened.
What really
Yeah.
happened?
That's the worst thing. And
How
I
many-
tell
how
them.
many
I tell them
drivers-
every day.
How many drivers go, a deer?
Oh God.
And you're
I
like,
would-
show me the hair.
yeah. Exactly.
A deer.
I
A
mean,
deer.
A female deer.
A deer.
the worst.
A
I
deer
tell them
ran
all
out
the
in
time.
front of me,
I
and
tell
it's
them,
like, does
I
that
tell them
deer have,
straight
was
up.
that deer painted red?
I tell them straight up, you don't tell me anything that happens. How am I supposed to know what to fix to make sure you're safe to be on the road in that vehicle?
Yeah.
How do
I
I
imagine
know?
they panic though, and they
How
don't
do I,
lose
like,
their jobs. You
And,
know?
but they would have more. They have more of a chance keeping their job if they tell me.
Yeah.
They don't tell me shit.
Yeah.
They lie to me
God,
straight
it
to my
feels like
face. They're gonna
Sesame-
do it again.
Sesame
They're
Street
gonna do it
episodes
again. They're
about
gonna
that.
lie to me
You know?
again.
Can't trust a liar.
I can't. You
Yeah.
know, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, and you know, like there are. You have those
That's
people
good.
who are loyal.
And you tell them that right off the
I
bat,
tell them straight off the bat. They do an inspection when they come back.
and you're like,
Literally, one of the
"Yes,"
questions is, "Did you create any new body damage?"
Mhm.
Then they can tell the dispatcher what happened. They can tell literally everything, and then it's documented. They can even call me. Everyone has my number. There's 3 ways they could tell me, but then there's people who don't even say a word.
Hear that, drivers
And I
out
tell
there?
them every morning, you are better off telling me.
All you drivers out there listening to this podcast right now, be honest with your dispatcher.
Yeah.
It's gonna save your job. Don't try and hide anything.
Exactly.
Better just be honest.
Hey, it helps
Have
me
a
out.
clear conscience, man. You know, it's good.
That's it.
That's Exactly. I mean,
And they can't
why
fix
lie?
the shit
What's
if you don't
lie?
fucking tell them
Yeah.
it's broken.
exactly. And then you can jeopardize someone else's life.
Okay,
Like-
so low bridges. Let's talk about that. So, They like
It's funny.
you would think that you guys would have like a GPS system, right? That you would hook them up with that would just avoid all the low bridges.
It does.
It does.
Yep. But then you got those drivers who think they can beat the system and they
Oh,
go
really?
around it.
And you
Oh,
gotta
at the
pay for
same
that shit.
time.
Normal GPS
Oh.
doesn't do that. You gotta pay. That's like
Yeah,
a fucking.
there's an extra truck.
Yeah,
it's a,
yeah.
It's a truck GPS. I use it sometimes when I'm like
I have
if
it.
I'm towing
I have
something.
that app. I have it.
It was so crazy. Like I had to go. Like I drove my truck and a trailer down to Long Island to pick up my wife's car during COVID because because nothing was happening during COVID, and I was like, well, fuck this. I'm gonna go drive down to the
Yeah,
dealership
plus
and
you
pick it up
should've just
myself.
drove it because cops weren't pulling anybody over.
Huh? All right. Anyway, so I got a truck app. You know what I mean? And it told me all the roads, especially going through like Long Island and all that. There's a bunch of roads you can't go on with a trailer.
Yeah.
I didn't fucking know. I'd be on there and I'd be like, look at all these cars. Where are all the trucks? You know, like,
Your shit
like an
commercial.
idiot. Like, oh shit, wait a minute.
If you're not registered commercial, you can.
And then
you can
so
play
I
the
so I
game.
got I took the extra step to get the app. So you guys obviously have the same app.
I have the app. Yep.
That's like a truck app. Like you
Uh-huh.
can't commercial vehicle, and they still smash roofs off, like do the fruit roll up.
So I have a vehicle right now who it does have roof damage and it's bad. Like it
Great
is
time of year for a
literally,
convertible,
like,
though, right? I mean,
dented.
hey.
How much
It
is
is-
how much does this happen at ATMs, in
Oh my-
McDonald's drive-throughs and stuff
Jesus.
like that?
I
You know,
tell
where-
like it has a clearance sticker
Yeah,
in the van.
and you tell
Three
them that
different
you probably,
places.
you're like, this is what it is. Like,
Like-
look at the numbers
Well,
on the
you know
on
those
the yellow
houses
bar
who
before-
have like the wraparound driveways, and then they got this like pavilion
Oh,
thing.
oh my
Yeah, yeah,
god!
yeah.
I couldn't even imagine
So
smashing
that's
somebody's
what happened
house.
in one of my vans. Guy did misjudge the clearance and decided to just go right through, and now you have this giant dent that looks like the size of Jupiter in one of my vans right now.
And then
That's
it's
awesome.
and then and damage on that person's house,
Yes.
which is even worse
Yes.
because it's probably $1 million house
Yeah.
if they have that.
That van, everyone knows about.
My
that
ranch,
van.
my ranch house
Can't miss that van.
doesn't have
No, my little house does not have that.
does
either.
not have that feature.
So, but it's crazy. I mean, that's another thing. I'm like, if you know you're not gonna make it, why are you still gonna proceed? Like, I just.
I mean, job's not Steve.
It's-
Here we are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's the thrill of the hunt, really.
Yeah.
I get it. And we were working down this job down
We're
south.
doing
and there's
we're doing a podcast right now, and it's the same thing. So
But
you know,
hey,
we're
again,
you know, what I mean, I can
Accidents
I can
happen.
understand that.
I feel
you
like
know
they
what I
do
mean?
it for me though, because we've been working at this job down southern Connecticut there, and there's a low bridge underneath the train tracks, and there was a point where like once a week, box truck, you just hear it. You just hear the sound of half the truck scraping on the ground behind it, and then you hear the sirens. It's fucking awesome. I loved it. Every time we saw it, there's another asshole who lost the top of their van. So I feel like they do it just
Hey,
so I
like,
can have enjoyment.
Accidents happen. My number one thing in my
Most people
position-
enjoy hugs and thank yous and things like
Yeah, I
that.
watch-
Dylan just loves it when you smash the roof off your van.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, my number
I
one
do
thing
enjoy
is
that.
And lose your job.
I just want to make sure they're
You're
all
an evil man,
everyone's safe.
Dylan.
You probably shouldn't have had that job. Like she said, you drive for a living. Pay the
Like,
fuck attention.
You had one job.
they go through training.
Yeah.
They take a road test.
Keep
And
the
it's
van
not like
in
there's
one
not
piece.
signs. There's signs all up and down 95, miles away from this
Yeah.
fucking bridge.
On the road too, painted too. Even
Yeah.
like giant letters, like
I mean, this bridge
They
has been
even-
hit so many
even-
times. There's flashing lights.
Yeah.
even
Like, if
before
you
they
hit
actually
it,
go
it's
out on
for
a,
my entertainment.
Besides somebody out there literally with a measuring stick, they've done everything possible.
even before they go out on the route, they drive the truck before they even go out on a route.
Do you ride with them when they do that?
No, there's there's
Some other
that's
poor
that's
bastard
yeah,
who-
that's a different job. There's other people who do
Some
that.
poor bastard who's
So-
got to. Oh, that must be a stressful job. It's
Mm.
like being a driving instructor without being a driving instructor.
Yeah, literally
Yeah,
just
exactly.
like
You're like, oh my god,
like a judge.
Am I gonna die today with this stupid job?
But yeah, it's crazy maintaining everything and making sure, because at the end of the day, is my main thing is safety. I just got to make sure they're safe. The van's got to have tires, brakes, lights.
I mean,
You
they're
know?
safe and everybody else
So-
around them too. It's not just them.
Exactly,
It's
exactly.
It's
So
everybody around. You're
it's-
driving around a van with all these logos on it.
People's mail in there and packages, and Christmas is coming, and like I said, we're the real elves, so it's insane.
That's it.
It's definitely a crazy. I see it all. Dogs are a big thing too.
Yeah, let's talk about the dogs for a second.
I
here.
have
We gotta
drivers
fucking-
who
I mean,
So-
that's
so
like
hold
in,
on.
like the
Does
mail
every
UPS
van
for, or,
have a box of milk bones in it?
No,
I mean,
so
that's
that's
got to
funny
be
you
the
say that
post
because
office
I have
USPS's
those-
biggest
I have
nemesis
those
for
drivers
years.
who will buy milk bone
So
dog
you
treats.
don't provide it for the drivers.
No.
You should. You
I
guys
tell
should
the
team
drivers,
up
you
with.
see a dog on the property, stay in the van. You have the customer's number. You can text them, or even.
What if you had a milk bone? You could like chuck it.
Even if you
Quick,
want,
throw the
you
package,
can
and
also
then get out.
Just
can-
like FedEx, just throw the fucking package across the yard.
They
Who
can
cares?
also skip the stop and go back to
Go
it
get it,
later.
boy. Go get it, boy. Plasma TV.
If they attempt the delivery, try to call the customer a couple times, text them, no one answers, just go back to it. Go back at the end of your route. If it's the dog's still out there for, I don't know why the dog would still be out there for 9 hours. That's weird.
If it were
no,
me-
again,
alright.
no comment.
All right,
But
okay,
then
I'm gonna
again,
give you- I'm gonna give
leave
you-
the package at the mailbox.
I'm gonna give you a
text the
scenario.
customer.
I'm gonna give you a scenario, and you tell me if I did it right as a driver. All right. So I'm the driver, right? I pull up, you know, I don't know, just got done pissing in a Gatorade bottle.
Or on a cul-de-sac.
And then I get to the house, right? And this freaking pit bull comes out, and he's all around the van, and he's like circling it, right? Like, and I'm like, all right, he doesn't look friendly, all right? So now, can I get out of my seat and access the back from the cab?
Yes.
All right, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do that first. I'm gonna go in the back, and I'm gonna, where's my packages? Okay, I got this box here. All right, now I can also open the back doors from inside, right?
Yes.
So I'm like, all right, here's the packages. So now I'm gonna take the van and I'm gonna like back up to the gate or whatever, and then I'm just gonna open the door, quick, and throw the packages out and close the door, and then I'm gonna get back in my driver's seat and drive away.
Hey, if you're not on camera, so be it.
You know what I mean? Like,
Like,
fuck you, fuck your dog.
but then again,
This is where your packages
the
live.
main
So-
thing is the driver
so-
needs to contact the
So
customer.
tell
Yeah,
me.
hey,
So tell me.
Different.
Your dog's
Did I-
outside. I left your package.
Did I fail?
No, kind of. I give you like a B plus A minus because you didn't contact the customer. That's the number one thing. You gotta
Who's
contact.
got
the
time for
customer.
that, man?
But
It
listen,
literally
nobody
has
picks
it
up-
on their device.
Nobody picks up their phone though.
But
That's
you
the
can
difference
text them.
between
Everyone
you and me.
texts nowadays.
All right, I'll
That's
try-
the
Everyone's
difference
texting
between you and me.
nowadays.
I would bank on them not picking up their phone, and I would find joy in leaving without giving them their package. 'cause
And
they
then there's
didn't answer
cameras.
the phone.
Every property
Okay,
has
That would
cameras.
make me feel
Hold
more
on.
better.
Let me
Fuck you,
rephrase
sucks
it.
to
Let me
you.
rephrase this scenario. Okay. So before I climb in the back, I text them. I call them. They don't respond. And I'm like, man, I'm looking at my clock. I'm like, I got this many packages. I can't wait around for this shit.
How friendly do you have to be? Can you text them and be like, hey, your fucking dog is
No,
pissing me
no,
off. I can't
no,
get it
no,
there."
no, 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 no.
Really? Oh,
No, because
I
then
could
they can
never
give
do
you.
this
They
job.
can give us a bad. They give us a bad review. They like. It goes. There's a whole process to
Come
that.
get your
and-
hellhound.
Like they're literally. But if you text the customer, hey, I let your dog's outside. I left your package here, here, and here. I have to go.
Oh, after I drove off, which I would have done.
You could do that.
No,
yeah, as
like
long
after I'm like I
And then
opened
you
the
would
door.
have gotten
I
fired for
threw it
texting
out.
and fucking driving.
I-
Because they have cameras. in
Well,
the
no,
back,
if
you
you're
asshole.
parked, I
God
mean,
damn it.
like, if you leave
No,
the
so I
package,
throw
pull
the
to side of
packages
the
out. I
road,
close the
like-
doors again, right? Dog, like fuck you, dog. I'm out, and then I go and I get back into my driver's seat and I text customer and I say your dog is an asshole. No, I don't. I don't actually say that.
I mean, come on, customer's always right. Aren't we?
I say
It's always too late.
I say I was greeted by your beautiful canine. He's so precious, and oh my God, what a thoroughbred! And you know, and your packages are lying at the end of the driveway. Thank you. Have a nice day. Is that okay?
Perfect.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Then
Fuck.
you can leave.
Yeah.
Go.
All right. That's easy.
Because then
And
they're
you're
most
cutting
likely.
logs for a living, Lou.
But then,
What's wrong with you?
then there's those drivers who are like, oh, I'm not afraid of this, mean, ugly, growling pit bull. I'm gonna go make the delivery anyways. Gets
Oh,
out of
yeah.
the van,
I'm a dog person.
then gets bit by the dog.
Yeah.
Calls me, hey, I just got bit by this dog. What do I do? Okay, well, you saw the dog on the property. What you can actually also report
And I'm not gonna lie,
On the-
that
on
sucks
the-
for the dog.
the device
Because the
that
dog
they
is the
use.
one who's gonna get the is going to get the backlash for
The
that.
device that they use,
There's no
you
bad
can
dogs,
report.
only asshole owners.
Right.
The
Yeah.
device
Well, no,
that
we're just assholes that just don't
Exactly.
go near the fucking dog if he looks like he's going to bite
So now
you.
is that like a workman's comp thing? Like, is that like a whole nother nightmare for you?
Sometimes it depends on the
Even though
extent
that
of the
idiot
injury,
got out of the
yes.
car
But you
because
don't
he
want the
thought...
dog to get put down.
That's the other thing.
The
Like,
dog's doing
we'll
his
contact,
job. The
We'll
dog's
contact
doing
the
his job.
customer. We'll make sure like it's up to date on shots and. Like,
But
we'll
the
follow
dog's
up
doing
and-
his job.
But
you know what I mean? Like
if it
it's
happens
protecting
more
the-
than once at the same house, then like they get like red flagged. So then it's in the system as
Who
hey,
gets the driver or the house?
the owner of the house.
Okay. Yeah.
Like if you deliver something and it gives you a notification when your delivery is coming, why would you keep your dog out? And then you get red flagged. So hey,
I'm just
like,
gonna have their packages in the front seat, and I'm gonna do the old
well then there
slow
are
down
like,
to 30, shuck them out
there
the
are
window.
some
Rock and
customers who
roll.
come out. There are the customers who come out when the dog's out, and you can give the package to the customer and blah 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 blah. But on the device that they use, there's a dog section. You can at that stop. Oh,
Look at notes.
dog here. You can mark it. Oh, it's scary big dog. Blah blah blah. And then they see it. They see this. The company sees it,
Yeah.
and they are notified of it. And so, but there are other drivers who will get. Oh, I'm not afraid of this beast, and get out. And then they get bit in the ass, and they call me.
Yeah, 'cause they're
And
fucking
then like I got
morons.
bit by this dog. I'm like, okay, well, did you see the dog? Well, yeah, it didn't look so mean. I'm
No,
like,
I'm good with
why would
dogs,
you?
man.
I'm like, but you gotta understand, you're approaching that dog's territory. You're on
Yeah.
their property.
Yeah.
You're a stranger to that dog.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They're gonna come at you.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's the friendliest golden retriever in America.
Yeah. You get the
They're
idiot
gonna come at you.
who's like, I'm a dog person.
And then
I
you
love
freak
dogs.
out.
I'm good with dogs.
Sure
You
golden
see this
retrievers
dog,
bite
like-
more people than any other.
You see the dog coming at you, your instinct is to automatically freak out, and then you're freaking the dog out, and it's gonna bite you.
Mhm.
The dog has every right. It's protecting its territory, its property, its homeowners. You
Right.
know, like.
Right.
And then the drivers were like, "Well, fuck this. I'm coming back." And I'm like, "The fuck you are? You're not done. Go finish your route, dude.
Take some Robitussin
Yeah.
and
You want to
keep
go to
going.
the hospital?
Yeah.
Get some stitches? Okay, we'll take care of that. We'll handle it. We'll call the customer. We'll see what's up with the dog. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
We always we
Again, it
always
goes
are
back-
in touch with the customer. We
goes-
have all their information. We always try to give
Yeah,
make
this day
sure
and age is so easy to get a hold
make
of
sure
everybody.
everyone's okay,
Or at
happy
least
in the end.
attempt to.
You know, like I said, the goal is safety. We want to make sure everyone's all right.
And it all goes back to freaking common sense.
Dogs over people any day, though.
That's true.
Common sense, it's a big thing. I don't see much of it, so.
So,
Well, yeah.
all right, so we got to wrap this up because we're getting close to our time here, man. This has been so much fun.
This was fun.
You are such a pleasure.
Thank
to
you
talk
so
to,
much for
you
having
know?
me. It's been great. It's been awesome. I really appreciate it.
And we also we didn't even get a chance to talk about your service that you're doing. You know what I mean? Why don't you tell everybody what you're doing with that right now?
So I am in the Marine Corps. I just got home, so I love America.
Thank you
It's
for your
great.
service.
Semper
Thank you for
Fi
your service,
and
yeah.
hoorah to all my devil dogs out there.
Awesome.
So
And you just finished basic training, you're saying?
yes, boot camp,
Or boot camp, yeah.
hard as
So-
shit, but it was worth it.
You
I'm-
survived.
I'm happy to be where I am
You're
today.
here.
So it's been awesome.
That's
It's
awesome.
Definitely the best experience anyone could ever go and do. I highly recommend it. It's definitely life changing. It's awesome.
That's
So.
that's great.
Yeah.
And my God, you got it all figured out. You know, it seems like you got it all figured out. You got a job you love and everything. It's
Yep. It took me a little while to get here, but I'm beyond happy where I am. So
it's awesome. Yeah, I could tell.
yeah.
I mean, you're so bright. I mean,
Thank you. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. This is a cool experience. So.
Wow, thank you. Thank you.
So real quick, you can tell the world you can send them out a message to them, and if you anything you want to say, to the rest of the
Drivers
world,
or
whether
asshole customers,
to drivers,
or
customers,
whatever you want.
To the customers, just appreciate, the drivers are hardworking, especially during this time. So just give them common courtesy, respect them. They're doing their best out there. They miss dinner with their kids and their families to make sure your families are, ready for the holidays. So just respect them. They bust their ass. So my drivers are awesome. I do love my drivers. My job's cool. They can be a pain in my ass sometimes, but hey, I wouldn't have any other way. Having a relationship with my drivers is definitely key to it. So, you got to be friendly. And, you might snap on them here and there, but definitely to the customers, respect the drivers, and just say thank you. Be kind.
So you're telling me to cut them some slack when they're parked on the
No,
road?
hold on, no.
Please, yes.
And also,
I
I'll
think
say
I
it-
can
I'll-
do that.
And also, I'll say this for Dylan. Unless you work for FedEx, just go fuck yourself.
Oh, yeah. That whole company can just drive into the ocean and not come back out. And it would be better for Sarah because
Oh
they
my
get
God.
more business.
Well,
She
I guess
doesn't
I
need,
could
it
I
sounds
could
like.
scratch them off the sponsor list for Jobs Not Steve.
Yeah, no, fuck FedEx. I wouldn't take a dime from them.
Jesus Christ. We're making friends here. Jobs Not Steve.
As long as you don't work for FedEx.
Yes, exactly.
All right, you heard it. Dylan spoke FedEx. Get your shit together.
Right? 3 other fucking companies doing it right. You can't. I don't understand. One of them's newer than you.
All right. Hey, by the way, FedEx PR guy, give me a call.
Yeah, I got some questions.
We gotta talk. Sounds like you got some making up to do. All right, thank you so much for coming
Thank
on.
you so much.
Yeah, it
for
really
having
was
me,
a
guys.
pleasure,
It's been
Sarah.
It's been
Appreciate
awesome.
it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's been absolutely awesome. And hey, everybody, again, next week we're gonna do this all over again with a different guest.
That's right. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook,
Check us out.
Instagram, Jobs Not Steve Podcast.
We're on
Leave a review too. Spotify,
we're on
iTunes.
Spotify, iTunes. We're on Google. We're
All
on
of
Google.
them.
And literally, if you don't have anything, because one of the things I've been running into lately are people like, oh, I don't have a subscription to anything. You don't need a subscription.
No.
You could literally go to your Google search bar, you type in Jobs Not Steve Podcast, and it pops right up. And,
Yep.
and you can listen to it right off your Google search bar
If you have an
for
Apple
free.
phone, iTunes is
For free.
You can
Android,
download a free
Apple.
version of Spotify, and
Yep.
you can listen to podcasts on Spotify for free. I mean, there's
We
plenty
are
of
out
ways to
there
get to it.
everywhere, and it's
Yep.
for free. You don't need to be special. You can hear it anywhere. So
And leave us a review. Leave us a comment. We want to see what you think about it too. You know,
We do. We want to see how we
feedback's
can.
important, negative or positive.
It is, and we'll take all feedback, but we need to get that feedback because we're sitting here kind of wondering. You know, we see numbers, but we don't know what that means, and we need some critics out there, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, right now we're not getting them online, but I'm getting enough feedback.
Yeah,
Through
but
my
it'd
phone,
be nice.
it's-
It'd be
yeah.
nice if anybody has any suggestions or any ways we can improve it or do better or anything. We're
Get
open.
to it.
We're open.
Get to it.
Pitter patter.
That's it. Let's get at her.
All right, guys. You have a good night. Thank
Good
you.
night.